Do you remember at school, the best way to get good grades without doing any works was to cheat on the best students? Of course, if you get caught, you will have some problems. Well, today you can do the same in crypto, but without the bad sides of it. Because the blockchain is an open book, you can see all the transaction that's happening. So what you need now is just to find the top students, and this is some work to do. But don't worry, I did the work for you. I analyzed tons of portfolio. It took me hours to find the ones that had a lot of profit previously, that have a lot of money now, and are investing in some crypto that could be really interesting to do 5x, 10x, or even 100x. So I picked 5 projects that I saw coming back on and on in different portfolio, and you will see right now from the biggest crypto to the smallest that have the biggest potential. Because let's be honest, would you follow just a random person like me on YouTube, or someone that had a portfolio that was once valued at 30 million, took some profit, and now have a portfolio of 1 million? And when I checked this portfolio, one project caught my attention. Beam is ranked 125 on CoinMarketCap, which is a coin that was called before Merit Circle. They did a full rebranding on the name, which is pretty cool. The website is amazing. And what do? Well, it's a gaming coin. So by gamers for gamers, it's an OS. So everyone can build their game on it. And you know who did that really well and made tons of money? Steam. Because tons of developers can just come, put their game on the marketplace of Steam and get some money from it. And this is what we need, I think, in crypto, because it's not like one project here, one project there with a big name. We need an ecosystem, an OS. And that's what they do. Instead of trying to find each game where you could invest, you can invest in the ecosystem, the structure that will manage this, kind of like the marketplace. I don't know if they took the designer from Apple for the page, but it's really slick. Now, CryptoTube did a really good analysis on the project. So if you want to know more, you can check out his channel. But it's a fairly good project, I think. With a good market cap, we can see some good multiple. You're probably not going to go on a 100x here, but why not a 10x? Of course, none of this is financial advice. This is called whale watching. I just watched the biggest portfolio, analyze what are they buying, and I'm sharing it with you. Then you take the decision of what you buy or what you don't buy. I will probably let you know in my newsletter what I buy and when I buy it and when I sell it. The second project that caught my interest is MPL, with 700k inflow in the previous 7 days, which is pretty amazing. So of course here what we do is we're watching the big whales, we check what they invest in. This project is called Maple. And what is annoying me with this project is, as I was doing all the research for this video, the price was just going up under my own eyes, so I didn't have time to get in yet. But ranked 266 with a market cap of 110 million, fairly good project. When you check the website, it's beautiful. Of course, I don't recommend you to say on your next date that you invested in Maple and that's a solid project for DeFi. Because let's be honest, people with the name, like, they have wrong names all the time. When you check the lending, you can see that actually the app works on Ethereum, on Base, and on Solana. So that's a triple win because Solana went up recently, Base is probably going to be really big in this next bull market, and Ethereum will never go away. You can just put your money to get it US Treasury bills easily with your crypto, or you can invest in other things. I don't know about you, but when I see this website, I feel relaxed. I feel like, okay, I can do something. And plus, who don't like pancakes with maple syrup? I don't know, but you may not talk about Maple on your next date, but you can say to your next date, come to my place, I will do pancakes with original maple syrup that I took myself from the trees in Canada and bring back here. And this is going to work for you. Now, if you wanted to do the same things, there are tons of ways. I'm going to present you one that is free. We can see here token on EtherScan, and I can click on holders. And here I will get the list of all the biggest holders. Of course, some of those addresses are just used by different protocols or things like that. But usually if you go a bit further down, you can find some portfolio of some private investors. Then you check all those portfolio to find the ones that are actually someone that they do some trading, and you try to see if they did profit before. For example, I find this really interesting wallet with almost $1 million on it. But what impressed me is the number of transactions they do every day. I can see all the projects that they're holding and go, they like DJ and stuff. Man, it's like they put 5 to 10K in all those projects. It's pretty insane. I don't know the strategy. I haven't figured it out. But so far we have to say they make quite good. Plus 12.5%, that's 100K pocketed in 1 week. And we know that on the long term, those guys make some really big trades. Talking about something really big, we're going to talk about my ego. Yes, no, we're going to talk about Worldcoin, which is a bit a bigger project than Maple. I know some of you will not like that one, but here we don't care about what we like or what we don't like. We see where the big money is investing and we follow them. Worldcoin is basically a crypto that is associated to your eyes. And then like this, you get self-custodial, but then if someone stabs your eyes, you can't access your money anymore. I don't know. Worldcoin have some big investors behind with 16 different institutional investors like A16Z, Khosla Venture, Blockchain Capital, and also Sam Altman, the guy from OpenAI who recently got fired, then recruited by Microsoft. I don't know what he's up to, but if he launched back this project, that will be making some moves because he was really supporting it before. And let's stop playing it small here. Welcome on Handsome Finance. And here we analyze everything that's happening on the blockchain so we can spy the people on the blockchain, know what are they trading, when are they selling, because we are tired of influencers saying, hey, buy this, when actually they're selling in your back. If you're a regular here, you know normally it's a matchup, but I'm already done with it. Did so much research to find these guys that have a portfolio of $150 million. Yeah, you heard me right. So you could combine all your favorite YouTubers, they will still have less money than those guys. Now, of course, we're here to know what they are investing in, and we can see the Worldcoin. But we also want to find some projects that could do 100x in the next month, in the next year, in the next hour. Well, maybe not in the next hour. And this wallet is owned by Wintermute, which provide algorithmic trading in digital assets, create liquidity, efficient market, in centralized and decentralized. They're one of the biggest investment funds in crypto as well. And I find one crypto that they seem to be going hard in it, Keeper, where they receive for 400K and then 600K. But when we check the market cap, we can see 32 million market cap, so a really small coin. Those amounts are massive for this kind of project. But I can understand in a way because who don't want a Keeper, right? I wouldn't say that the website looks really good. It looks like the New York Times. And it's basically a marketplace for developers on blockchain. So you could set up a task that will be done on the blockchain and you're going to pay with some Keeper. That's it. Of course, there are some utilities in this because you don't want to use a centralized platform for all those kind of jobs on the blockchain. And it would make sense for an investment fund that needs those jobs to be performed on the blockchain to invest in this. I actually wonder if I could put a job on here to ask for someone to help me find some addresses. That would be an interesting thing. Anyways, the project is still at minus 70% compared to its all-time high. So that could be a good pick. You have to dive in a little bit more. But I think watch closely what's happening on here. And talking about big funds, I wanted to talk about another one, Blockchain Capital, because they have a massive portfolio with a lot of success. Investing in Aave, in Coinbase, in Worldcoin. We see a pattern here, right? For Worldcoin. Kraken, Risk Zero, TRM, Blocknative. You could check the full list. But I did the work for you and they invested recently in Paraswap. Best prices in DeFi for traders and dApps. Something everyone wants. It's good with the narrative, right? So the leading DeFi aggregators that units the liquidity of decentralized exchanges and lending protocols into one comprehensive and secure interface and APIs. Yeah, I know. I just read the web pages. You could have done it yourself, but this is with a French accent. So I guess that brings a bit more. Sounds a bit more like a baguette and the wine and the cheese, right? They bought some Paraswap for 6 and here. That's 13 days ago, 14 days ago for 200K. And you could basically find back their address if you go in the top orders of Paraswap. Paraswap is a really small market cap. Those buying orders could impact the market because it's only 25 million, right? And when you see they launch at one of the worst times just after the DeFi summer and just crashed down. I don't know the full history of it. Now they're recovering, plus 82% from the all-time low. And one other thing that is quite interesting is they are not listed on many exchanges yet. Now, of course, you have to be cautious with all the coins that we talked about, because those funds, those people that have the big wallets, they can move the market. And if they can move the market, they're going to do it for their own good. Now, you can hate them for this, but why would you do that? Everyone is in here to make money. That's why people click on subscribe. Now, what you could do is to monitor those addresses to know when they are selling or when they are getting out. So you have time to get out before everyone realizes, and then that the price will drop massively. And of course, if they're buying in a new project, you know that they will do everything they can to move this project up. For example, some of the coins that we saw have partnership with CoinGecko, with Coinbase. Some of those actors have such a huge power to push a coin because of their medium and their tools. And that's where it's really interesting. Now, if you want to know more about how to do this, you can click on the link below, because you should know. And I have set up some alerts, some bots that I'm building that give the alerts every time there is a transaction by those funds. So like this, I'm the first one to know, and you could be the first one to know too. Anyways, crypto investment funds are not the only one who can move the market. These influencers move the market many times, and that's why we should check what he is buying in now and what he is selling compared to what he says, because that will be what is really interesting. Stay handsome. Ciao.